Okay, so let's dive right into the AI Daily News Digest from February 7th, 2025. You sent over a ton of news and discussions, and wow, it looks like it was a busy day in AI.
Yeah, definitely a lot going on. Some really cool stuff and reasoning models, developer tools, and, even a bit of controversy as always.
Ooh, I do love a good AI controversy.
Mm.
But first, let's talk about those reasoning models. You mentioned one that trains in under 30 minutes. What's that all about?
That's S1, short for simple test time scaling. The crazy thing is, it can be trained in just 26 minutes on 16 H100 GPUs. What's interesting is that it actually learns from the reasoning processes of a much larger model, Gemini 2.0 flash thinking, using a technique called distillation.
Distillation. So it's like it's got this super smart AI mentor and it's picking up all the best reasoning strategies.
Exactly. And here's the really cool part. You can actually control how long the S1 model spends reasoning. So more time means better results. It's like choosing between a quick and dirty answer or really letting it think things through.
That's awesome. So you can tailor the model's thinking time to your specific needs. That's super useful for all sorts of applications. But what about access? Don't you need a ton of computing power to use these advanced models?
That's often a big hurdle, but Unsloth is trying to change that. Their latest GRPO lets you run models like DeepSeek R1 with just 7 dB of VRAM. You could even potentially run it on your laptop.
Hold on, VRAM. What exactly is VRAM for those of us who aren't super techy?
It's basically the working memory for your graphics card, and it's usually the bottleneck when you're trying to run large AI models. So Unsloth's GRPO is designed to get around that. It opens up a lot of possibilities for developers and researchers who don't have access to huge computing clusters.
So you're saying AI research could become much more accessible. That's the game changer. Okay, we've talked about faster reasoning models. What else caught your eye in the news yesterday?
Well, there's this new speech-to-speech translation model called Kyutai Hibiki that's been getting a lot of attention. It's getting praise for its crazy human-like real-time translation from French to English.
Real-time translation. That's incredible. Is it like those AI-powered earbuds we saw a couple years ago?
It's similar in concept, but Hibiki takes it to a whole new level. It actually adapts its pace to the meaning of what's being said. It even preserves the speaker's voice, making the translation sound supernatural.
Wow, it's like having your own personal interpreter in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so useful for travel, international business,
Yeah,
all sorts of things.
for sure. Oh, and there's this interesting little detail. The name Hibiki is actually Japanese inspired, even though the project is French.
That's interesting. Makes you think about how global AI development is these days. Okay, so we've got faster reasoning, human-like translation. What else is going on in the AI world?
There's been some really interesting discussion around a new model called Small M2.
Smol LM2. That's a kind of cute name. Tell me more.
The paper on it is all about the importance of data in AI training. They found that even small language models can be surprisingly powerful if they're trained on the right data.
So it's not just about the size of the model, it's about the quality and relevance of the
Uh,
data it learns from.
Exactly. The researchers call this a data-centric approach to AI development, which makes a lot of sense. If you want a model to do well in a specific area, you need to train it on data that's relevant to that area.
It's like if you wanted to become a chef, you wouldn't just read any cookbook. You'd focus on the ones with recipes you actually wanted to make.
That's a great analogy. So we're seeing a shift in AI development moving away from just building bigger and bigger models to curating better data sets.
Yeah.
It's all about feeding these models the right info so they can reach their full potential.
Like AI nutrition.
Oh,
I like that.
yeah.
Okay, before we move on, I wanted to ask about Granite Vision. What's that one all about?
Granite Vision is a vision language model, which means it can process both images and text. It's gotten a lot of attention for its performance on all sorts of tasks, especially considering it's relatively small.
So it can understand both what it sees and what it reads. That sounds incredibly powerful. What
Yeah.
kinds of things can it do?
Well, it can do things like image captioning, object recognition, even scene description. Imagine showing it a picture, and it can tell you not just what objects are in it, but what's happening, the mood of the scene, all sorts of things.
That's incredible. It's like it can see and understand the world the way we do. I'm starting to get what you said yesterday was a busy day for AI news. What else do we need to cover?
Speaking of busy days, there have been some big updates in developer tools. Specifically, GitHub Copilot has been making headlines.
Oh yeah, Copilot. That's the AI-powered coding assistant, right? What's
Yeah.
new with it?
Yep, that's the one. And the latest version is even more impressive. Copilot's new agent mode goes way beyond just suggesting code completions. It can actually edit your existing code, suggest improvements, and even fix bugs. It's like having a senior developer looking over your shoulder and giving you real-time feedback.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just helping you write new code, it's actually helping you improve the code you've already written. I bet that saves developers a ton of time and headaches.
Definitely huge productivity boost. And it's not just about efficiency either. Copilot can also help you learn new coding techniques and best practices. It's like having a built-in coding mentor.
I can see how that would be valuable, especially for newer developers. It's like having access to all this accumulated knowledge and experience right there in your code editor. Speaking of helpful tools, there's been some interesting research on something called token-assisted reasoning in large language models. What exactly is that?
Oh, it's a super cool area of research. Researchers are exploring how to use tokens, those individual units of language that AI models process, to help them reason more effectively.
So it's like giving the model extra hints or clues to guide its thinking.
Exactly. By carefully incorporating specific tokens into the prompts we give these models, we can actually influence their reasoning paths and lead them towards more accurate and insightful answers.
It's almost like we're teaching them a new language of reasoning, using these tokens as the building blocks. It's fascinating. Are there any real-world examples of how this is being used?
Well, there's this new paper that digs into this exact topic. It's called Demystifying Long-Caught Reasoning in LLMs, and it goes deep into how token-assisted reasoning can be used to improve a model's ability to handle complex, multi-step reasoning tasks.
Long-caught reasoning. That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
COT stands for chain of thought. It's basically a technique for prompting large language models to break down complex problems into a series of smaller, more manageable steps. And this paper shows that by using carefully selected tokens as part of this process, we can really boost the model's accuracy and reasoning abilities.
So it's like giving the model a roadmap to follow, helping it navigate through the complexities of a challenging problem. That's really clever. I can see how this could have a huge impact on how AI is used to solve real-world problems.
Absolutely. And this isn't just theoretical stuff either. Researchers are already applying these techniques to a wide range of tasks, from question answering and summarization to code generation and scientific discovery.
That's really exciting. It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with AI, and this research on token-assisted reasoning is a great example of that. Now, before we wrap up, there were a couple of other news items you mentioned that I wanted to touch on. One was about a new project called Llama, and the other was about something called Applied ML Days workshops. Can you tell us a bit more about those?
Of course, Llama is short for less is more for alignment. It's a research project that's all about finding more efficient ways to align large language models with human values and intentions.
Alignment. What exactly does that mean in the context of AI?
Basically, it's about making sure that AI systems behave in ways that are beneficial to humans. It's about making sure they understand our goals, follow our instructions, and don't do anything that could potentially harm us.
Gotcha. So Limo is about finding ways to do that more efficiently.
Exactly. The traditional alignment techniques can be really computationally expensive, requiring tons of data and processing power. So Limo is exploring new approaches that could make alignment more practical and scalable.
So it's about making sure we can align these increasingly powerful AI systems without breaking the bank.
I like it. And what about those Applied ML Days workshops? What are those all about?
Applied ML Days is a series of workshops that focus on the practical applications of machine learning. It's a great opportunity for researchers, developers, and industry pros to get together, share knowledge, and explore new ideas.
It sounds like a great way to stay up to date on the latest advancements and trends in the field. What kind of topics do they cover?
All sorts of things, from natural language processing and computer vision to reinforcement learning and robotics. It really showcases the breadth and depth of the AI field and how it's impacting pretty much every part of our lives.
It's amazing to think how much ground we've covered. We've gone from faster training times to AI-powered coding assistants. So it seems like AI is changing every single day.
It really is. And the exciting part is seeing how these advancements are making a difference in the real world.
Okay, so let's take a step back for a second and look at the big picture. What does this mean for us? For our work, our lives, our future?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it's safe to say AI isn't just a futuristic concept anymore. It's becoming a part of our daily lives.
Yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. In the apps we use, the cars we drive.
Exactly. And as this integration keeps going, we need to be prepared for both the amazing opportunities and the potential challenges that come with it.
Makes sense. So let's start with the good stuff. What are some ways AI could actually make a positive impact?
Well, one area where AI has massive potential is in helping us solve some of the world's biggest problems, like climate change, disease, poverty, inequality. These are all complex issues that need huge amounts of data and some serious analysis.
And AI is perfect for that kind of work.
Exactly. AI can help us find patterns, make predictions, and come up with solutions that we couldn't even dream of before. Think about AI helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, or helping engineers design more sustainable and energy-efficient systems.
Those are some pretty inspiring examples. It seems like AI could be a powerful force for good.
It definitely has the potential. And on top of those global issues, AI can also help us with more everyday tasks, freeing up our time for more important things.
Like taking care of all those boring chores and errands.
Exactly. Imagine AI handling your schedule, managing your finances, even helping you plan your next vacation. That would give you so much more time to focus on your passions, your relationships, the things that matter most.
That's a really appealing vision of the future. But of course, we can't talk about AI without acknowledging the potential downsides.
Right. We need to be realistic about the challenges. Job displacement is a valid concern. As AI gets more capable, some jobs will inevitably be automated.
That's something we need to start addressing now.
Yeah.
How do we prepare for that shift? How do we make sure everyone benefits from these advancements?
That's the big question, and there's no easy answer. But I think education and retraining are going to be key. We need to make sure people have the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in this new world.
And besides job displacement, there are other ethical issues to consider as well.
Absolutely. AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on. If that data is biased, the AI system will be biased too.
So it's crucial to make sure that the data used to train AI is diverse and representative of everyone.
Exactly. And we need to constantly be on the lookout for bias in these systems and work to fix it. It's an ongoing process.
It's not just about building cool technology, it's about using it responsibly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
As AI gets more powerful and becomes a bigger part of our lives, it's more important than ever to have these conversations about ethics and responsibility.
Agreed. It's going to take collaboration between governments, industry leaders, researchers, and the public. All right, as we wrap up our deep dive into the AI Daily News Digest for February 7th, 2025, what's the one thing you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think this AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to decide how we want to use it. We need to be thoughtful, intentional, and proactive in shaping the future of AI.
Well said. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the world of AI. It's been an amazing conversation.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the limits of what's possible. That's what the Deep Dive is all about. Until next time.